Welcome to Fusionverse, a show where we talk about anime, TV shows, movies, and games. So we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And today we're talking about The Flash, the new episode of The Flash, which I will say I was kind of hesitant if I was going to like it. I haven't been too much of a huge Flash fan, considering the formula keeps kind of repeating itself with, hey, I'm facing a villain who's fast. I gotta get faster. And someone dies, Someone close dies. And it's like, oh, okay. There were some interesting changes to this. And it just kind of continues off of the last episode. It For me, I did feel that it lost a lot of momentum, especially due to the fact that it took a little hiatus. The same thing with Arrow, and it loses that momentum. I'm kind of like, wait, did you guys not finish filming any of these things? Did you not finish, any of these episodes? You're taking like a break, and that for me takes me out of the experience. The fact that it's not gonna be coming out, the following week, and now I have to wait even longer, and kind of like, yeah, sure, they have like little recaps or whatever, but it just loses that momentum of like, yeah, I'm in it. Like coming into this, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that happened, okay, and then you're kind of, trying to get back involved with these characters, but it just takes you. It just For me, it took me out of it, having to wait this long. But it came out, and I remember I did see like certain images of the Flash of like him with like long hair. I was like, what the hell is that all about? And apparently they had him. I guess they okay. Spoiler alert! I'm gonna be talking about the show. So, within the show, he ends up like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go to the future and try to fix this. Iris keeps telling him to promise that he's gonna still be there for her dad and for all the loved ones and all that, even if she does die. It's a whole thing where he's like, yeah, sure, but it's not gonna happen. Don't even think about that. But little does he know, goes to the future, and 2024, he's kind of gone. It's like, well, what happened to him? Like, what exactly took place? And he's actually kind of like stopped being the Flash there, which is, it's like, oh, why? Because Iris died, so it's like, oh shit, it really had a huge impact. And I guess he managed to put away Savitar, but like for me, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, okay, so that happened, but I don't know. It just felt like something was off, especially because they wanted him to kind of help them in that future to get the whole team back together. However, and now think about this: if he's going back in time, right? He's going back and trying to do the whole thing. Then technically, all the crap that happened during that time period will not have existed. You know, if you follow DC's Legends of Tomorrow, you'll know that it was just kind of one of those a time aberration. So wouldn't that necessarily be that? I'm just saying he's going back. He's trying to change it. Is it gonna, the knowledge that he has now is possible to change how the future is gonna be? So it could be that he's not gonna be as depressed of when Iris dies or something, and that should have changed it, but it didn't. And there were some interesting things that occurred there, kind of like with Cisco's hands. He fought against Killer Frost, and she destroyed his hands, losing his ability to vibe, which is freaking crazy. And now he has these robotic hands, which look pretty freaking cool. And then everyone went their ways. Wally tried taking on Savitar, and it looks like he's just comatose. Like he's just completely gone. H.R. Wells, well, it was very interesting because he's actually using his thing, H.R. Wells, like in that future, and which is pretty cool because like I guess he's no longer hiding who he is, or maybe he is in some way. I'm not sure, but it was cool. He was getting like text messages from like unknown women that were there that were saying that they want him and all that. And I think that was just so awesome. He was like, he was about to get laid, and he was like, "Why don't we take a three-way? I mean, a break." And I was just like, "Oh, freaking sweet!" And then the Flash, of course, takes him, and they try to reunite everyone. Barry, of course, in that future, he doesn't want anything to do with anything. He's depressed. He has his long hair. He hasn't even talked to Joe, talked to anyone. He disbanded the whole team. But himself, it was just kind of like I guess brooding, but it was like very just emotional. It was and I mean, hey, if a loved one died, I'm pretty sure a lot of us, would feel that way. But it didn't feel as though he was much older. I mean, his voice did get a little deeper, and I think he was a little taller, which is kind of weird. But also, it was one of those things where it was like there could have been more. I mean, you've seen, of course, and hopefully you've seen it in DC's Legends of Tomorrow. They show an episode where they go into the distant future, and you see Oliver there. Like, he's freaking old. He's missing a freaking arm. He has a beard. All right, he's a gray beard, and I'm like, I mean, well, I guess it would have been nice to see, Barry Willis with some facial hair, but like not really taking care of himself, Maybe that could have, added more to it. But they did a really great job of, I guess, getting the characters together. But at the same time, I'm like, well, he's going back to fix it. So does it really matter? But I guess, you never know with these things or why they do it. I mean, they needed a story. And it was honestly a well put together story. And it was like, stopping, I guess, Mirror Master, and I forget the other person's name, but yeah, her character, and they end up, doing that. Barry finds some information on how to kind of stop Savitar, but then find out that Caitlin Snow actually knows who Savitar is, and we get that when he goes back, in time. And of course, Cisco was actually the one who prevented him from going back in time the first time because he wanted him to help. And it's like, oh, okay. Anyways, goes back in time, right? And it's like they show Caitlin, right? She's like running away. Or she's like in the woods. And then Savitar is there. And he's just kind of like, talking to her. And it's like, want to, unleash your powers and all that. To get rid of Caitlin Snow. And then he just like gets out of the suit, and he's like someone else. And I mean, in the future, Caitlin says that, "Hey, you're gonna be surprised of who that is." For me, I think that Savitar is actually Eobard Thawne. I mean, that honestly, that comes to mind. I think it is him. I think it's Thawne, and and you're like, well, wait, what is Reverse Flash and DC's Legends? Get disappeared if that is him. Well, if technically that is Thawne, then that means what? He never actually got to get the future where he gave he fathered the Reverse Flash, or great grandfathered, whatever the hell you want to call it. So that's really interesting. However, another thing that Savitar could be, and it's kind of a long shot, is, I mean, what if it's Caitlin's, I guess, husband or fiance? What if it's him? What if underneath that it's actually him, like when he went through the portal? It would say a lot that, he managed to close it, but he got separated, and something else happened. That would be an interesting turn of events. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Who do you think Savitar could be, if it is a familiar character? And, well, yeah. Go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more content. And I'll catch you guys next time on another Fusionverse. And also don't forget to follow my Instagram, Ravenouslobo, my Twitter, Ravenouslobo Pro. Visit my website, RavenousloboProductions.com. And my Twitch channel, Ravenouslobo Productions. And, well, my Facebook, Ravenouslobo Productions. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.